Good afternoon, my Wealth Our Way family. What is going on, my people? What is today? It's Tuesday. It's April 13th. God is good as every day he is. And I am just so pleased and happy to be with you today. I want to shout out and give a special thanks to everyone who is here live watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever it's streaming for you. But I also, you know how I do it. I give a special salute to my people who watch me overnight, pre-recorded on the weekends, in the bathroom, be on the low, wherever they can squeeze their 15 minutes of financial literacy in. I rock with you cats. Thank you very much for tuning into your boy. My name is Charles Tank Harris. I'm the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. And I'm here to bring you a new topic today. We wrapped up last topic, which was surviving a divorce financially, how you can get through it, learning from my mistakes, because Lord knows I've made enough. So hopefully you got some tidbits on that. We're actually going to be coming out with a workshop. I got so much positive feedback about what that brought to the minds of people. I'm going to partner up with an attorney and do some workshops on that series. So look for that in the future. What I want to ask of you before we get into today's lesson is that you guys support your boy on Instagram. I'm asking you to go to Bank Greenwood. Click on my video. You'll see the face. Click on my video, like the video, leave a comment. That's all you got to do. I'm here every day giving 15 minutes of this good to anybody who wants to hear it. Never ask for anything. I'm asking for this. Please go. I ended up reposting it on my Instagram and on my Wealth Our Way founder Instagram, and it confused some people. They thought just liking it there was enough. You got to go to Bank Greenwood. Bank Greenwood wants the traffic. So you got to go over there, click on my video, like it, leave a quick comment, thumbs up, clapping hands, don't matter. It helps me move up. I'm in either second or third place. Please help show your boy some love. With that being said, we got a new topic today. I tell you guys all the time a lot about myself. So just in case somebody doesn't know, I am 50 years old. I will be 51 years old in less than 2 months now. My birthday is June 4th. COVID robbed me of celebrating the big 5-0 out in style. I was going to go down, get an island. But, I'm not going to say it right now because mama's watching this. So I'm not going to say what we were going to do. But 51 is going to be crazy. We're going to do something ridiculous. I'm celebrating the whole month of June. It's the month of Tank. Everybody's welcome. I'm not sure if you can vote more than once or not, but, slide through and, grab your girl's IG account, vote from her IG account. I don't know how you do it, but do that thing, please. So what I want to talk about today is something that happens to people who are in my age demographic. A lot of things seem to happen to people in my age demographic, but today we're going to talk about being a part of the sandwich generation. Now, I'm not going to front on you cats. I always knew I was part of the sandwich generation because I love a good sandwich. I get ridiculed because I will make a sandwich out of anything. I just put the bread and that's how you get this big. Sandwiches are the work. I love a sandwich. But I was educated to realize that that's not what they mean when they say sandwich generation. Sandwich generation means that you are the generation sandwiched between caring for aging parents and caring for your children who are either still young enough to be in the home or recently departing from the home, and they're still on your docket, they're still on your pay slip, they're still in your pocket. So with that being said, the whole concept of the sandwich generation seems very stressful, very burdensome. And thankfully, as I always tell you guys, we live in the information age. There are a ton of resources out there to read up on and to learn, educate yourself, people you can hire, things and tips. But what I do here is I take all that information, I pull all the noise, boom, boom, boom. I pull words out the sky like Bluetooth, to quote my man Jigga. That is not me, that is Jigga. But I take the information and I try to break it down and translate it for you, my people. So today we're going to get into the beginning of a 3-part series. Ooh, glad I said that. 3-part series. Today is Tuesday. We are skipping tomorrow. No 15 minutes of finance tomorrow. I'm doing a 13-hour drive. I don't know if I could pull over. My internet has been shoddy the last couple of times I've tried to record from the road. So we're not doing that tomorrow. I'm going to be driving all day tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, I will finish this series out. 3-part series on the sandwich generation. We're going to kick it off today with the screen share. Boom. Sandwich generation. You know y'all love the way I changed the fonts up. I'm very impressed with myself. It doesn't take much for me to believe in me. So sandwich generation, caring for aging parents, yourself, and your children. The first thing that you need to really think about when you find yourself in a situation, and I've lived this, so I'm speaking from personal experience, not necessarily with my mom, but when I was younger growing up, my great grandmother lived with us. So we had to care for an elderly person, love her as I do, in the household. There's some things you got to think of. The very first thing you got to understand is that the roles have reversed now. You go from being the listener, the follower, the person who's paying attention to what's told of you, to the instructor, the teller, the person who is giving the information. Now, I'm going to tell you, some of you guys, this is hitting home for. This is happening to you already, or it's happened to a friend. You've seen it. For those of you who haven't, let me pull your coat to something. This is hard. It's not hard for you. It's hard for the parent. It's hard for the adult. Like, just think about right now, you got kids of your own, and all of a sudden they start telling you what to do all the time. It's not an easy sell. You are trying to convince people who look at you as the little bumbani, somebody who always is going to be following their orders and issues. And now they're taking your orders and your issues. And then there's just that feeling of guilt. There's that feeling of lack of control. I talked to you about in the divorce series about empathizing with the other person. I think in this scenario, empathy is needed even that much more. You have to put yourself in the shoes of your aging parent who now needs your help and get a sense of how, we say when we go out on our own, it's liberating. Imagine the reverse feeling of liberation. Imagine that captivity that now feels that you have to depend on somebody who you raised up, who you tried to create greatness in. Now they're telling you what to do. It's not an easy transition for a lot of folks. So please get under your belt that the roles have reversed. And how can we deal in this space? What is 3 pointers? I always come in threes. So there's 3 pointers on what you do when you're dealing with an aging parent. The first thing you do is educate yourself and get a grip on how much care is needed. So it goes right to that part about empathizing. You don't want to jump in from the door and start carrying your moms around the house like she can't walk when she can walk perfectly fine. Like, don't overdo it. Don't get crazy with it. Don't start thinking, oh, well, mom, you're going to listen to me now. It's my turn to tell you what to do. That's not the approach to take here. You really want to be a minimalist. You really want to find out what you can do to help the aging parent can keep as much of their personal independence and dignity as you can help them keep. You want to be an aid or an assistant. You don't want to replace what they're used to doing on their own. When you got to take them keys from mom or take them keys from grandma, that's not pleasant. One day I was going to the gym. I do go to the gym. Stop laughing. I was going to the gym and I was getting on the Garden State Parkway, and there was a car broke down right on the entrance of the parkway, a little teeny like Ford, small, whatever the smallest Ford is. And this old lady, she had to be 90 something. It was her car, and this guy had stopped jogging to help her. And she was so frail and old. And I immediately felt bad. I was like, who got this lady out here at 7 o'clock in the morning driving somewhere? And, it was crazy because another group of cats in the van stopped and we all helped. We literally lifted Shorty's car out the way of the on-ramp and put it on the curb until the police came and were able to help her from there. Her daughter ended up getting my cell phone number, calling me and thanking me for helping her mom. But the reality is moms shouldn't have been driving no more. Moms couldn't. All she knew was her daughter's phone number. She didn't know where she was going. She seemed very disoriented. You have to now make judgment calls and take some independence away from people at a point where they may not be ready to relinquish it. But you have to know where you fall on that spectrum. Do they need a little help or do they need a lot of help? And how you're going to deal with their reaction to the help you're trying to give. The second one, Now, this is going to come into two categories. This is about caring for your aging parents, but this is also self-care. This is caring for yourself. You need to be realistic about how much you can handle. You know, in my crib, well, not in my crib, but for my mom's is living in a house that I purchased. You know, it's one of my company's rental properties, and she lives in it. Don't pay no rent. You know, that's neither here nor there. Love you, Mom. Hope you're not watching. Gonna cuss me out. But here's what's going to happen with me and my moms and my people. I'm one of three boys. I'm the middle son, and I have a baby sister. My older brother is a paranoid schizophrenic. He actually needs my mom's help. My younger brother, he good to go. You know, he's strong. He cool. You know, he has a little issue last year, but he back on it now. But if something happens to my Dukes, my sister is on point. She's going to be right there physically in mom's face, helping, coordinating care, doing her thing, driving her to doctor's appointments. The money, they're going to call me for the money. Tank, you got to pay for this. And that's the way it goes in our household. Like, you know, I have no problem because I don't have time. Love my moms as I do. I'll slide through every so often, but the time is not going to come from me. The time will come from my sister. The money will come from me. And that's fair. She shouldn't have to pay if she's giving up time. I shouldn't have to be there all the time if I'm paying. That's how I run my life. So with that being said, you have to be realistic about what you can handle. And then that goes right to part C, which is sharing the caregiving responsibility. I just gave you the map of how it's going to go for my people. My mom's nickname is Bunny, call her Big Bun. Bun knows Tank is not the attention loving, caring dude. That's just not how I'm wired. I know a lot of y'all are my friends. Y'all be like, oh, Tank, you're a loving guy. Yeah, I'm a surface loving guy, but like that day in and day out, we got to get the nurse over here to do that. Like, you know, I love my mom's. There's parts of her I never want to know about. So we got to get somebody to come through and handle those things. I will cut the check. I'm Mr. Cut the Check, but I need to know who else can help out. You know, because now we got to not only take care of moms, we got to keep an eye on Steve because he be out in the street slapping on cats up the road. So we got to know whose role and responsibility it is. And that is what planning is about. So, you know, every time I come on here, I always bring it back full circle to some form of a plan. You have to have a budget in place to know what type of financial responsibility is going to come to fruition. You have to have a time budget in place. I have seen people firsthand, no exaggeration. I've seen people lose their jobs because their parent got sick and it was their responsibility to take care of their parent. And their boss ain't trying to hear that when they miss work. Like, yo, I'm sorry about your dad, but I need these things typed up. Boo, get over here. So you have to make a plan of action on how you're going to care for your aging parent. And part of that is mapping out a plan of who shares in the caregiving responsibility. Like I said, my youngest sister may be the youngest, but she is by far the most responsible cat in the family. I have no qualms in saying that. Porsche got it under control. When my brother got jumped and hit in the back of the head and all of that good stuff, my sister jumped into action. She was on the phone. She was calling doctors. She happens to work in the medical field, so that was also a blessing. She was coordinating care. She was translating, between the neurosurgeon and my mom and keeping me in the loop on the road. That's what she does. So she's going to jump in and do that role. We know that. That's not unspoken, though. That's spoken. We've had this conversation. And although my sister makes a healthy living, she already knows I'm going to cut the check because it's not fair for me to have her there doing the day in and day out grunt work. I'm not there doing it and she got to pay. That ain't cool. So I'm going to stroke the check. She going to do the work. I got a rule. This is kind of off topic, but the same. I got a rule called the cash and carry rule, or not the way people think cash and carry. I always told my kids I don't carry bags. If I paid the cash to get the groceries, somebody else carrying them. That's my role. I pay for it. Y'all do the rest. So with that being said, we're at the end of 15 minutes of finance for the day. I implore you guys, please go to IG, vote for your man on the Bank of Greenwood. We're going to be back here on Thursday. We're skipping tomorrow. We'll be back here with the second part of the Sandwich Generation presentation. I want you guys to know that I care deeply for each and every one of you, and I hope and pray that this information that I'm throwing out here is working and helping you guys in your day-to-day life. Remember, my motto and Wealth Our Way motto, wealth is not only for the wealthy. I'll see you guys live on Thursday. Take it easy.